What's up, everybody? It's your boy C Sam's, and this is That Comic Show. Folks, Superman was 2 weeks ago. This week, we have Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four First Steps has arrived at the movie theaters, and I know what you're thinking. Wait a minute, haven't we been down this road before? Yes, we have. About 3 times we've been down this road. Very recently, we have Fantastic Four, Fantastic Four 2, and then Fantastic Four Stick. I don't know. It was a terrible movie. So Fantastic Four has been hit and miss. All right. I love the original Fantastic Four, the movies that came out. I thought it was really fun. I thought those movies were really, really cool until they ruined Galactus. And then I said, they don't know what they're doing with Fantastic Four. Now, let's be real. Fantastic Four is one of my most cherished and favorite cartoons growing up as a kid. It was always Iron Man, it was the Hulk, it was X-Men, it was Batman, and then Fantastic Four. So I loved Fantastic Four growing up. So of course I want to see an awesome adaptation to the movie. And of course I want to see an awesome adaptation to the comic book in the form of a movie. And that's exactly what we got tonight. So going out there and seeing Fantastic Four was just awesome as soon as you start the movie. And before I get started, this is a spoiler free, okay? Spoiler free. I don't want to ruin anything for you. But most of the trailers kind of showed a little bit of information, but not everything. So that was really good. But I love the fact that we do not get an origin film, right? We're tired of the origin films. We know how these characters come to be, but what they did instead, they still showcase some of the cool things that the Fantastic Four was doing. And I love how they filmed it and how they captured the film in this, because it really feels like this was old school. And this is exactly what I wanted to see. Fantastic Four is considered to be the first family of Marvel. So I want to see them in their first family stage. I want to see them old school. I want to see 1960s style. And that's exactly what we get in this movie. The characters are brought to life fantastically. I love the fact that we have a fantastic relationship between the Invisible Woman and Mr. Fantastic. And of course, we all know that they have a bundle of joy. And I love the fact that we are stepping into this world, because we have not stepped into this world in the movies and in the cartoons. So we're getting even more into this cosmic world. We're getting even deeper into the stories that we grew up with as we got older from our childhood. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. Johnny Storm. Johnny Storm, he's not Chris Evans. Let me be real. He's not Chris Evans, but he delivers as Johnny Storm, the arrogant brother. But in a way, he kind of grew up a little bit. It's like he's trying to get out of that shadow of being so arrogant, and he's trying to become more of a team player. I like that dynamic. And the Thing, Benjamin Grimm, oh my gosh. Every adaptation of Fantastic Four fails in creating a awesome rock-like creature, and we got the perfect rendition of Benjamin Grimm. The big eyebrow, the stocky character. I loved it. I loved it. That's exactly how we should see Benjamin Grimm, and we get a good glimpse of his strength as well, and I love that. The fact that we're seeing Galactus for the first time. Marvel had one chance to do this, and they nailed it. They nailed it. They captured the essence of Galactus. Galactus is a world eater. He's a devourer. That's all he does. He eats. He eats. That's it. And that's exactly what we're seeing, but they put a twist to it as to what he wanted. And if you've been watching the trailers, I'm going to go ahead and say this because it's in the trailers. He's coming after their baby Franklin. And if you know anything about Franklin in the comics, you know why he's going after Franklin. And I love the fact that that's where we're going in this story. It's not about eating the world. It's not about destroying the world. It's about him satisfying his hunger. And that is his whole motivation. That has always been Galactus' motivation. He doesn't attack worlds because he wants to or because he has some God complex. He's just hungry. And he has to eat and feast on these worlds. And it's not even his fault. It's his herald that does this. So I'm hoping that we get more stories that talk about the power of cosmic, because there's so much more that we can really touch on, and there's so much more that we can get into. When it comes to the motivations of this movie, as a father, I could totally understand exactly where they're going with this. And there were some moments that I got a little emotional because I'm seeing, this dynamic between father and son, mother and son, you know, uncle and nephew. I'm seeing that all come together. And I just feel like that is such an impactful way to tell a story that is not just a comic book story, but it's a story about a family. And for you to ask a family to make this awesome sacrifice to save the world, you know, you have to ask yourself the question, would you do it? I know some parents who say, yeah, when it comes to the world, deuces to my child. You know, other parents, no, forget the world. And Sue Storm says this in such a dramatic way that I just sat back in my chair and I said, wow, that was powerful. I'm not gonna tell you what she said, but when you hear it, powerful. And then we got Galactus, you know, the fact that we saw Galactus walking through the city, you just saw glimpses of him walking through the city. That does it no justice. You got to see all of the stuff that goes on in this scene. It is fantastic. I'm going to keep saying fantastic because that's exactly what this movie was. You know, was it the best Marvel movie? No. Was it the best Fantastic Four movie? Without a doubt, miles. I loved every minute of this movie. It has been a great summer. I think comic book movies has now hit a new renaissance. I think we peaked at Endgame. I think Marvel was trying to find a way to start a new saga, but still try to hold on to the old saga. And some of those movies have been hit and miss. But I will tell you this, the movies have been hitting. These movies have been hitting. I think Marvel is entering into a new phase that is going to be fantastic. All right, that's my last fantastic. No more fantastics. All right, but yeah, man. When I sat back, my initial reaction to this, I gave it a 12 out of 10. I'm gonna bring it down a little bit more realistic. I would say this movie is a solid 9.5 out of 10. 9.5 out of 10. There's not a lot of things that I did not like about this movie. Even the ending, I was okay with the ending. You know, at first, I kind of wanted to see what would happen if, you know, the ending turned out one way, but the ending turned out a different way. And I'm totally okay with that. You need something like that. And then the after credit scene. You know, you know a movie is okay when the after credit scene is all you could talk about. The after credit scene is something that I expected. And that was what we got. And it almost felt out of place because it was just like, okay. And they were putting hints, they were giving you hints all the way up. And there's a scene in the movie where Sue picks up a book and she also picks up a magazine, and it was very quick. And I know these other YouTube channels who have a bigger budget, you know, I'm at an Airbnb, I'm traveling right now, so I said, let me do this right here, but they got a bigger budget, so they're gonna be able to see that multiple times and freeze frame it. And I can't wait to see what they discover. But there is something in that, and that's what I love about these movies, that the hidden gems and Easter eggs. That's always really fun. But yeah, 9.5 out of 10. This movie is, it's great. This movie is awesome. I enjoyed every minute of the movie. That's why I'm rocking out my science shirt right now. I thought it was a great movie. I thought the actors was amazing. They did a great job. Marvel has delivered, and I can't wait to see where we're gonna go now, because now we're gearing up for Avengers Doomsday. So how are we gonna bring all this together? Beats me. But what I do know is that Marvel is going to deliver, and they're going to deliver in a big way. This is your boy Sam's, and this is That Comic Show. Sam's out.